driving in the car right now. Don't worry, hands-free, dashboard cam going, kind of like an episode of Cops or Reno 911. Oftentimes when I'm driving in the car, my mind just goes, and it's going in a particular direction right now. Thinking about the devotions I was reading this morning. It was a devotion by Oswald Chambers about 1 John chapter 5, verse 16. And before I tell you that, let me introduce to you this thought. We are all sinners and in need of forgiveness. Constantly. We're constantly falling into sin, messing up. And it's oftentimes hard to see that in ourselves. It's really easy, however, to see it in other people, to notice other people's shortcomings. And so when we go through life, whether we're just driving in the car, whether we're at work or at home, if we're outside, just people watching, whatever it may be, it comes very easily to us to notice other people's shortcomings. And so in those moments, I don't know about you, but I'm often tempted to critique or to ridicule or to think a certain thing or way when I see those things happen or when I notice somebody's failings or shortcomings. And I try really hard, genuinely, to stop, say, Brian, stop. Don't even go there. Don't think this bad thing about this person. Don't place any judgment on them. You don't know their heart. You don't know their situation. You're not perfect. And so stopping was always good enough for me before, that was a worthy and admirable thing, just to put the brakes on and not continue any further. But my devotion this morning, my time in the Word in 1 John 5, chapter 16, challenged me to look at that scenario in a different way. That I would have a choice now instead of just stopping. That it's an opportunity. What is 1 John 5:16, you ask? Well, it says something to this effect. If you see your brother or sister sin, stop, pray to God. Pray to the God who gives life. And I thought, we do serve a God. We do pray to a God who gives life. In Jesus Christ, we have victory over sin, over death, and over Satan. And boy, I had never considered it before, an opportunity when I notice a shortcoming in somebody else to not just ridicule, to not just criticize, and to not just stop, but to pray, to intercede on this brother or sister's behalf. And boy, how I long and wish that somebody would do that for me too. That when they notice a shortcoming that I have, rather than criticize me or rather than call me out or to critique, even if it's just in our own minds, and it's not even out loud, that we would take that as an opportunity to pray for that brother or sister in Christ and say, Lord, you and you alone can give the victory over sin. You alone can give life. And would you do that right now for this person? How powerful would it be if every person that observed us prayed for us instead of criticizing or ridiculing us? Man, would that be something special. And so it really has given me a new goal, something new to try. 1 John 1 John chapter 5, the context of that is assurance. The assurance that we have in Christ in overcoming the world and our sinful desires, and just a confidence that we have in Christ, that we can pray and we know that our prayers are heard. And so that's what comes right before this unique verse that calls us to pray for others, but to specifically pray for others at times where we notice their shortcomings or their failings. And it's not from a position of judgment that I'm better than you or you're better than me, or we have it perfect, so we're in this position to do so. It's just in our normal, everyday comings and goings when we notice things, rather than going to criticism or ridicule, that we would use that as an opportunity to intercede in prayer to the God who gives life, knowing that our prayers are heard through Jesus Christ every single time. Will you take that challenge, that opportunity along with me this day, and not just stop, not let it be good enough to just catch yourself and try not to think these things or say these things about others, but to pray for them. And I hope you'll do that for me as well.